So here's the thing that we want to sort of lay out there for you to bubble in the air as we are moving forward today. Because if you can reconcile this, then all of this will come together easily for you. We just want to ask you this one simple question. Is it easier for you to control the behavior of a substantial number of people and circumstances and events in order to give you something that you can look at that will take you easily into the vortex? Or would it be easier for you to just focus your thoughts on things that take you into the vortex? Well, pretty clear, isn't it? Much of your world is going about it in such a backwards way. They're saying, when I see that, I feel good, but when I see that, I feel bad. So we need to make laws so that that can't happen. And we say, are your laws doing the trick for you? Or are you filling your gels to the brim and building more every day? Because the very essence of every single person on the planet is absolute freedom. In other words, you all want it. The freedom you're looking for, hear it, is freedom from your own vibrational discord, which is self-inflicted every single time. And when you discover how to get in the vortex and maintain a certain amount of time in the vortex, you're going to discover freedom beyond anything that you have ever experienced before. And that's what we're rooting for. We're rooting for the alignment of you in your physical form with you in the vortex. So, it's not far to move into this understanding that everything that exists, that you see as this knock-on-wood physical world around you, was pre-paved through the vibration of thought. And if you can just, even as a result of the conversations that we've had here today, if you can settle into the knowledge that if it became a thought, it has already become a reality. And as you accept it as a vibrational reality, then the step to the manifestational reality is the easiest step of all. The most difficult steps have all been taken. In other words, the contrast that made you ask was a much more difficult step. And the answering of it and the combining with law of attraction's response to it, that was an easy step. And the easiest step of all is the one still to be made, where you release your doubt and allow your belief. That's the easiest step at all. But what it requires is accepting that you are a vibrational being, accepting that this vibrational reality, that this vortex of creation exists, accepting that your emotions are real, accepting that your emotions are your indicator of your proximity to this vibrational reality, and a quest like nothing that you've ever felt before to be one who seeks the best feeling that you can find. In other words, if you let your emotions guide you, they will guide you right in to the answers, right in to the technology, right in to the manifestations that you are looking for. And the distance between where you are and where they are is the blink of an eye, really. It's just the shift of a vibration. So close. You're not ever going to look at the absence of something that you want and feel good. It's just that simple. You cannot look at lack and be in alignment with who you are. You cannot criticize and be in alignment with who you are. You cannot be mad at somebody and be in alignment with who you are. You cannot be afraid of anything and be in alignment with who you are. A battle against anything is a battle against you.
Yes.
That's the best way of saying it. A battle against anything is a battle against your alignment. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing you have to know. Oh, and think, while it's a little difficult to wrap your thoughts around this because it's not the way many of you have been thinking, we got to tell you, it's a whole lot easier than getting all those moving parts to line up. If you can think, regardless of the condition, a thought that puts you in the vortex, the condition has to change. And you know why? Because the condition, only and ever and always, is a vibrational indicator. The conditions, the reality, whatever they are, the money, the relationships, the bodily conditions, every condition is a manifestational indicator of vibration. And when you can disregard the reality, when you can disregard those indicators by directing your thoughts to things that cause you to feel good, by directing your thoughts to things that align you with the source that is really you, by directing your thoughts to the whole of who you are, to the solution rather than the problem, to the answer rather than the question. When you think, regardless of the condition, you're living unconditional love, you go into the vortex, and then what happens is your condition has to change, because remember, it was an indicator of your vibration. And when you're in the vortex, your vibration matches your desire, not what's gone wrong. Your vibration matches the solution, no longer the problem. Your vibration matches the answer, no longer the question. You see how it works? We're really saying to you that we would not attempt to go through a day unless we'd made an effort to go into the vortex. We would say, go in the vortex and then call your friend. Go in the vortex and then check your email. Go into the vortex and then get in your car and drive. Get into the vortex and then have the conversation with someone meaningful. Get in the vortex and then have your sexual interaction. Get in the vortex and then order your lunch. Get in the vortex and then eat your lunch. Get in the vortex and then. Get in the vortex and then. And discover how interesting and rich the in the vortex life can be, you see. Milking it. You know what we mean by milking it? In other words, stay there and savor more and take your time and debate about it. It's like eating something delicious, and rather than scarfing it, eating it slowly and making an effort to identify the flavor and share it with others around the table and hear what they think about it too. In other words, milk it. Focus on pleasurable things and hold yourself there deliberately for the purpose of training your vibration to an inside the vortex vibration. And do it with the things that are easiest first. That's really the most important thing. Do it with the easy things first. And then you get so accustomed to being in the vortex that life won't give you things that are very far away from it. As we were saying to our friend earlier, you don't have a big range of choices because your choices are very close to where you're hanging out vibrationally. So imagine milking it and getting in the vortex and milking it and getting in the vortex and milking it and holding the vibration. Get in there and look through your favorite things. Read your love letters again. List your positive aspects. Look through your pictures that thrill you. Milk it, milk it, milk it, milk it. Train yourself into vibrational accord with what is in your vortex. And then that's where you're hanging out. And now the range of choices that you have are all pretty close to there. That's why the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. In other words, you hang around there and life gives you more good stuff. The more you take the opportunity to look for pleasing opportunities, the more pleasing opportunities come to you. It is just a law of attraction, you see. You see, we know as physical beings, you've been using words like faith and hope for a while, a long while. And we want you to understand that what the true accomplishment that a feeling of faith or hope will give you is it causes you to distract yourself from beating the drum of what is. And it puts you in a suspension that allows what is already amassed vibrationally to manifest physically. And if you don't allow that release of resistance, it can't manifest. We get it that you can't look at a situation and really define it differently than it is. There's too much fact, too much evidence, too many others focused upon it and pointing at it in the same way. We get that. But we want you to withdraw your attention from the evidence that is holding you in the evidence. We want you to stop holding yourself in the evidence that is less than you want and allow yourself to flow freely into the vibration, and we promise you the evidence will follow. When we say you are the creator of your experience, we're not kidding you even a little bit. You are not just the creator of your experience, you are the creator of you. You are the creator of the vibrational version of you who exists in a vibrational reality. Now, many of you would say, oh, this vibrational version, I don't know if I want to talk about the vibrational version. I'd rather talk about the reality that I see around me. And we say, that would be fine if you, the larger part of you, were not standing over here in this vortex of creation as the vibrational version of all that you have become. But you have. You have become a vibrational version of something more than you know here in your physical reality, because the manifestation is slow to catch up with the vibrational version. So if you spend your time focusing upon the reality, looking at the money that is now in your checkbook, looking at the people who are now in your life, looking at the person who is now not in your bed or that you would like to be in your bed, as you are looking at what is, as you are facing the reality of what is, you are in most cases depriving yourself of vibrational alignment with this vibrational version, which is where the larger part of you stands. And so when you do that, you deprive yourself of the alignment with who you really are. We're not just talking about the stuff that you slow down. We're not just talking about the money that you slow down, even though you're slowing it down. We're not just talking about the empires that you are putting on hold, even though you're putting empires on hold. We're not just talking about the creative things like books and paintings and sculptures and music that are ready for you to harvest, even though you are putting them on hold. We're not just talking about those things and those experiences that you are depriving yourself of. We're talking about you depriving yourself of, in this red hot moment, the fullness of who you are, the clarity, the stamina, the exhilaration, the flexibility, the dexterity, the knowledge, the knowing of who you are, the love of who you are, the life of who you are. You see, you can't have it both ways. You can't look where you've been and at who you are at the same time. These two vibrational aspects of you, when you are in sync, when in your physical body you have brought yourself into alignment with your source, you feel wonderful. And did you hear the precise words that we offered? When you bring yourself into alignment with who you really are, you will never hear us say, when non-physical moves out of the vortex of well-being and aligns itself with your ornery self, you'll never hear us say that, because the source within you will always remain in that pure positive energy place. And if you are going to be in sync with source, you got to do the moving. And it's not a hard thing to do when you realize that source won't get squirrely on you. Source is not arbitrary. Source won't be one way one day and another way another day. Source won't keep amending its constitution. Source does not continue to be different. Source does not make up a new rule of the game every day. Source is consistently source energy, pure, positive, love, energy, well-being, offering the vibration to you. So you have only to tune your signal to that. You call that, I want to ground myself. You call it, I want to center myself. You say, I want to get into the zone. We say, we want you to get into the vortex. We say, we want you to practice the art of allowing rather than the art of resistance. We want you to tune in, tap in, turn on to who you really are. You say, I want to be enlivened. We say, you want passion, you want love, you want appreciation. In other words, all those good feeling emotions mean that in this moment of the feeling of feeling positive emotion, you've tuned yourself to the frequency of who you really are by thinking the thought that is active within you in the way and from the perspective, from the vantage point that the source within you does. For example, when you look at someone, anyone, and you appreciate them or love them, and you feel that wonderful, warm feeling rippling through you, that is your confirmation that you're looking at this object of attention in precisely the way source is. But when you look at someone, and yourself or anyone else, and you find fault with them, you criticize them or condemn them or fear them or worry about them or feel frustration about them, or are angry, those negative emotions are your indicator that you're looking at it and you certainly have the right to do it. And your opinion matters, and it's right that you have one. But your opinion differs from the opinion of your source, and your guidance is letting you know that. Your guidance isn't demanding your harmony. Your guidance is just showing you the vibrational variance in the two vibrational aspects of you. And when you get that, then you can begin tuning yourself to the frequency of who you really are. Now, there are many benefits to that. Sometimes we play with our physical friends because there are many things you want that sometimes you feel aren't coming fast enough. And we say, Those things that you want are already vibrationally queued up for you in your vortex of creation, and your inner being, the source within you, is there holding the picture of that steady so that you can tune yourself to it. And sometimes we tease our physical friends because they say to us some version of, "You mean